On this episode of Inside the Blueprint, we'll take a look at interior design services for educational, institutional, and corporate building projects. Gain insight into a Boston-based company who specializes in snow and ice management solutions. Explore smart lighting ideas, plus lots more. Do you realize that when you attend a lecture at a university or run a meeting in your conference room, that every element in that space was thoughtfully selected to provide you with the optimal experience both functionally and aesthetically? Victoria Mohar of MoharDesign is here to give us insight into the world of commercial interior design for education and corporate environments.
People spend up to 90% of their time indoors. They spend a lot of that time in public spaces, and the design of those spaces is what commercial interior design is. An architecture firm that is looking to hire an interior design firm would want to look for experience with the specific building type. At MoharDesign, we are small but mighty. We create, design, and complete projects at the same level of large firms. Commercial interior design and residential interior design are very, very different. There's very defined purpose and function to these buildings. The industries that we have primarily worked with over the years has been higher education. We also do a lot of K through 12 schools, corporate workspace environments, and we do corporate science buildings. People cannot do or function in a building without furniture. We have furniture that works with all different types of people, and it's not just the furniture, it's how the furniture is laid out to use the space as it was designed.
We're extensions of the architects that hire us to work on the interior design, to create an interior that fulfills the same architectural vision that they have for their project. After our design decisions are made and have been settled with both the architect and the end users, we document and diagram all our decisions for the installers and the construction team to implement. We definitely are always considering sustainability and the longevity of the materials we select. We also take a lot of care in coordinating our interior decisions with the overall systems of the building. Our process in making choices for interior design is always with the experience of the space in mind after we're done, to best enhance the functionality and the usability of the space.
Not only does technology help us with designing, it also helps us with presenting. We're able to show clients how their space is going to look in real life by putting into a model the finishes in the furniture. We also have an internal furniture database that we've compiled with thousands of furniture images, which makes designing a lot easier for us and faster.
We collaborate with MoharDesign as early in our projects as possible. It's really important to have their work integrated, and they bring a great deal of expertise. So specifying furniture for the kinds of projects that we do is very complex. It requires a great deal of creativity and thought. One of the things we really like about working with MoharDesign, they don't just come in with a budget. They will say, here's a low, middle, and high, and then they will take great care at bringing the client through those and explaining what they will get at each of these price points.
Commercial interior design is about creating spaces that not only meet the practical needs of businesses and institutions, but also enhance the overall experience for users.
Doing the interior design, which is furniture, space planning, and all the interior finishes, there is a lot of technical consideration, cost consideration, safety, durability, sustainability is a very big part of what we do with interiors. All of this pulls together into those interior finishes.
Our office was built about 20 years ago that really did not give us full use of our space. We also went hybrid and wanted to create a space that really invited people back to the office. We were able to stay within budget with a lot of help from Mohar, and they really gave us a beautiful product in the end.
Building owners engage MoharDesign to create visually appealing spaces that will attract people while meeting their functional needs.
In these buildings that we do, they are designed to convey a message or an image about that institution, and they also reflect the people that use the building. When all those elements come together, there is a lasting impression for the people that use the building. And these people are the doers, the thinkers, the innovators of our future. And that's the small part I feel we play in that with our design contribution.
For more information about MoharDesign, visit their website, MoharDesign.com. And of course, visit our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com. Clearing snow and ice during the winter months is essential in Boston to ensure safe passage on roads and walkways. Let's learn more about best snow removal practices from the experts at Ippolito Snow Services.
It's really important to make sure that the snow is removed from properties. We have something called a duty of care to make sure that we make it safe for the public and we leave those surfaces free of ice and snow, because if that doesn't happen, we live in quite a litigious society and there can be slip and fall claims that can be quite costly on a business and people can get hurt. The history of this company is not unlike many snow companies in that because it's a seasonal business, it starts as part of another business. Vincenzo came over from Italy, my great-grandfather, and he purchased a service station. It started with Mills Corner Service Station in Chelsea, Mass. But it wasn't until 1973 that my father purchased his first plow truck, was clearing his own property, and local businesses came up to him and asked him, hey, can you take care of my property? And there began the snow business 50 years later as we sit here today. Weather is a huge piece of a snow removal business. The more weather that we get, the more events that we get, the more need for our services. Some have called us the kings of the sidewalk in the city because we really thrive on that business. We know how it works. It's an on-demand business in the city downtown where our services are really needed.
Snow management is more than simply moving the snow from one place to another.
Our business is built around snow and ice management, and that means we're thinking about your property and the work that we do for you year-round. A singular focus on snow is a really big piece of what we offer. If you want high-end professional snow services, you're going to come to a snow-only company, and that's Ippolito Snow Services. What you'd find at the end of each season, we're going to take a portion of our profits and we're going to do reinvestment. And that reinvestment's going to be in additional equipment, new technologies, training for our guys and folks over the off-season. And there's nothing wrong with using a traditional contractor that may do landscaping of half their career, they may do excavating, but when they make their reinvestments at the end of the season, we tend to see that they're reinvesting in their core business, right? New lawn mowers, new hedge trimmers, as opposed to, oh, the snow equipment will be okay next year. You're always going to see the latest and greatest here at Ippolito. We offer a number of core services. The first, snow plowing. We're clearing snow with plows from roadways, from drive lanes. The second we offer, and this is our biggest category, is sidewalk services. We've invested completely in a separate sidewalk division, so we have people that wake up every day and all they worry about are the sidewalks for our clients. And the third one is ice control, a huge piece of this business. Ice control services between storms, during storms, is where there's a lot of risk and liability. For example, when it snows, people see the white snow on the ground, and they're almost actually more cautious when they walk. It's what they don't see is the ice under it, or the black ice, or ice forming, and that's where you can have a lot of slips and falls and issues. We deliver anti-icing, which is proactive. Before the storm, we're applying either a granular or liquid mix to get in front of that storm if the conditions are right. And then we also have de-icing, and we have a number of products that are safer for greens, safer for pets, safe for being on concrete, and we have those dialogues with customers. So we really try to customize our ice solutions that fit the property that we're working with. At the end of the day, you want to look for someone you can trust. The purchasing of snow is local, and that's why this business is so fragmented across the U.S. People want to see and talk to the person that's going to be providing them those services. The SIMA organization, which we're members of, is the national organization that brings us together once a year to talk about snow management across the country and how it's handled and managed. They provide education, training, and network opportunities. They've also published a cheat sheet for all of you, which basically takes you through the quick 5 steps and the key points you want to think about when selecting a vendor.
We walk through the site with the customer, and the customer will tell us where they want the snow pile, how they want it clean, which priority areas they want it clean. Hot zone is the zones that needs to be cleaned first, and we got the orange areas, which doesn't have to be cleaned right away, but it's also important We use liquid magnesium prior to the storm at times when there's not a lot of traffic on the pathways. And what it does is it helps us not to spread as much salt down through the storm, and will keep the snow down for a longer period of time.
Ensuring that your property is free of snow and ice is important for a variety of reasons.
Professional snow companies are going to take a proactive approach to reducing your risk of winter, and that takes many forms. It's going to be in the format of companies investing in forecasting services, investing in training of their crews, investing in technologies such as GPS in the truck so we have a documentation of who was where and when, investing in people to audit those properties to make sure. Snow insurance is specific. So if you've hired a provider that maybe does landscaping and snow, or does excavating and snow, you have to make sure that you ask them if they have, and they'll produce a certificate of insurance for you to look at, that they have a snow-specific endorsement, because most policies, snow is automatically excluded. So what happens if you don't ask that question and they don't have that coverage? In the event that there's a slip and fall and there's a loss and a claim, when that claim goes to get put through that provider's insurance is going to reject that claim, and it's going to, the financial burden of that is going to fall back on the owner of the building or the property. So making sure that they have a snow rider endorsed on their policy is very important, and if you need help with it, just talk to your agent and they'll help you.
Communication before, during, and after a snow or ice event is key.
Communicating with customers is the biggest piece of this job, and we want to make sure they know what to expect from our services and what not to expect. We want them to paint that picture for us, because from there we can understand where they want the piles, what they expect it to look like, and that's a really easy way to find out what the requirements really are at the end of the storm. The second piece of communication, as you can imagine, is all about the weather and about forecasting. We invest in WeatherWorks. We think these folks at WeatherWorks are best in class, and we use them for all of our weather communications. The information we get from WeatherWorks comes in the format of an email that's customer friendly and ready. We push that out to all of our customers so they know what we're looking at when we're making critical decisions around how much staff we need in certain areas, what time we need them to show up, and it's all kind of based around that first inch falling and being on the ground. So we send these out, and it keeps everyone up to date throughout the storm. And then the last service they offer, which is fantastic, at the end, a day or two after the storm, they push out something called their certified snow totals. And that's a report that says, okay, Boston, Massachusetts, zip code 02127, you got 6.2 inches. That gets attached to our billing system. So it's really confidence in transparent billing. So we really like the offerings that they have, and customers can take advantage of those through us.
My experience working with Ippolito has been absolutely phenomenal. Working with somebody that's knowledgeable, on time, and gets the business just makes the process easier to go through bids, product selection, equipment that's dedicated to certain properties. Working with an expert just makes everything else turnkey. Being early and not leaving until the job is completely done, been verified, and always having a 24/7 live person to talk to. You start to build a relationship with these folks throughout the winter, because it really is a true partnership going through these New England winters.
At Ippy, inches matter.
For more information about Ippolito Snow Services, visit their website, IppolitoSnowServices.com. And of course, visit our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com. Launched in 2000 in Gardena, California, a small company dedicated to the idea of environmentally conscious, sustainable production of lighting products, Visionaire Lighting quickly expanded in both reputation and size.
From the beginning, we started doing smaller scale jobs, everything from parks to sports facilities, and then got into automotive lighting. And as the company grew, we got into more large scale projects like smart cities and street lighting.
Fred, the president and owner of our company, was also involved in tennis, and so they wanted to start doing tennis lighting. And so we initially started by lighting tennis courts with HID, or high intensity discharge lamps.
Our company initially started with just assembling products, and over the years, we brought more and more more processes in-house. Now today, we are a completely vertically integrated company who manufactures all of its different components here in our facility.
The advent of commercially viable solid-state or LED lighting was the first significant change in the industry in over 100 years.
The new technology that Visionaire has and why it's going to make us stand out is because an open platform, it's a single pane of glass. Currently in today's lighting market, if I am with a university or if I'm with a city, I want to be able to control my lights, I want to be able to control my parking sensors, my oxygen sensors, any kind of thing, and any time I want to do that, I have to do that on a separate login, a separate program. What's unique to Visionaire is we're an open protocol, which means we have different devices from different manufacturers that we could bring in and all operate on our own user interface.
Because solid-state lighting was essentially a small computer, it enabled other connected devices to interface with lighting for the first time at this level. This was the birth of smart lighting.
The technology that I designed, that I developed, was a platform, a very agnostic, unique platform where we could have multiple softwares on one pane of glass. So I could actually take it to where I could bring in 3 or 4 different types of software, bring it into one, and be able to visualize everything on a single pane of glass.
In the light fixtures there's a real estate. There's a platform inside there which allows that. The light itself's not detecting that movement, but there would be a computer or brain chip that's inside that platform that allows you to be able to signal what's going on based on the camera.
Visionaire manufactures its own printed circuit boards in-house in its Surface Mount Technology or SMT facility. Each board is individually tested and analyzed for quality. This ensures the elevated level of product quality and longevity.
We have robots doing injection molding, making the optics for our LED fixtures. We have a SMT room, which is surface mount technology, which will pick an LED off of a reel and place it onto our printed circuit board. We have a pattern shop or sandcast and for die cast.
Just like the smartphone's evolution over the years, Pangea Link technology will integrate with applications we haven't even imagined yet. There's a street light almost every place you look, which can support this technology in the future.
When you talk about the future and the application, it's really unlimited, and it's allowed us to continue to keep desiring the city's wants and needs and learning them as they're learning them at the same time.
The great thing about our technology is it's really future-proof. Because we are an open-ended platform, that means that whatever you have currently today, if you're happy with it, that's great, but if you realize you have a need and you need to incorporate something else into that system, you could do that in the future. So if you want to bring cameras onto it, if you want to bring smart water meters onto it, you're allowed to do that in the future because it's an open-ended platform.
The future for Visionaire is actually very, very bright. We're really developing things today and future-proofing our fixtures to where people can actually have access to this stuff 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. As you know, software never stops. It's always an evolving thing. So in some cases, we know where we are today, but it could change in 24 months. It could be a totally different technology. So we're trying to stay on the cutting edge of that.
For more information about this new technology, please visit visionairelighting.com. MagicPack is an industry leader in multifamily HVAC technology. A combination of performance, convenience, and flexibility, these all-in-one units optimize the construction process from design to occupancy.
So our mission is to be the obvious choice for heating and cooling solutions for the multifamily industry, for architects and engineers and developers and contractors. This is a goal that we pursue with a unique product called MagicPack. MagicPack is an all-in-one HVAC system that maximizes and optimizes projects. Allied Air is a division of Lennox International, and we happen to be celebrating our 125th anniversary this year. Lennox is quite unique, actually, as the only American-based pure HVAC provider. Our commitment and our intensity of focus is a big, big deal. We launched the Magic Pack concept more than 50 years ago now, offering a new approach to delivering comfort in multifamily dwellings. In fact, we created this all-in-one HVAC category.
Magic Pack is an all-in-one HVAC system which improves the overall building environment while saving time and money.
So Magic Pack is a really unique approach to doing heating and cooling systems in a multifamily environment like an apartment or a condo. First of all, it starts by not taking two separate components, an indoor unit and an outdoor unit, and having them separately installed, but having everything combined into one single box. So when you do that, you simplify the design stage by making it easier to include the HVAC system unobtrusively in the apartment complex or building. It makes it easier for an architect to design around the HVAC system and not have to make space and waste valuable green space outside the building. It makes it easier for the installing contractor to repeatably put in a unit indoor only, takes less than half the time of a traditional system, reduces your labor hours, and gets you faster to the occupancy stage when the property can start making money.
Magic Pack, with its plug-and-play design, is an ideal HVAC solution for apartments, condominiums, hotels, and other multifamily buildings construction. Its heating and cooling solution simplifies multi-vent building development at every stage, from construction to maintenance.
We say a lot of times with Magic Pack that it's one choice that has a greater impact. So we know that architects and developers make over 5,000 choices on the products they want to include in every property they develop. And we think Magic Pack actually creates the opportunity to open up more space, create a nicer living area, quieter, more peaceful space, and a space that's more desirable for residents. So there's a lot that goes into a great HVAC system. There's a compressor, there's an evaporator coil, there's a condenser, there's a blower, electrical components, control boards, and with Magic Pack, we've been able to condense every single one of those components into a single package that's very simple to design with, very simple to install, it's unobtrusive on the property, and it helps fulfill the architect's vision. So I think that's where our innovation really shows. So this all-in-one HVAC system contains everything you need in one single compact package. You have a high-efficiency blower up top that moves the air throughout your system. In the center, you'll see a high-efficiency gas section with reliable blowers and a high-efficiency inducer motor to bring in fresh air from the outside. And then at the bottom, you'll see the compressor and then our high surface area coils that transfer the maximum amount of heat to the maximum amount of efficiency.
We're in Allied Air Manufacturing in Orangeburg, South Carolina. We started off from the base lay-in station, move around to the brazing stations. This is where we solder our joints together so that there causes no leaks. Then we put those to two high-powered pressure testers. One high-powered pressure, the next is the chamber. Then we go through a vacuum stage, test it, cooling stages. Then we install that to marry the heating side. So this unit is so incredibly different because we actually combine 2 in 1. It doesn't split, 2 in 1. You have heating and cooling out of the same cabinet. Here at the facility, we do assemblies for residential heating and air conditioning here. We assemble them here on the manufacturing floor. Then we package them and ship them.
From innovative technology that serves architects, property developers, engineers, and mechanical contractors, Allied Air, with their product Magic Pack multifamily HVAC system, which optimizes the construction process from design to occupancy.
So we're really excited about the future of our company. Magic Pack is a well-recognized solution in many markets across Canada and the United States. We're seeking to broaden our footprint into all of the other markets, and we expect to see significant growth in the future.
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, or to become part of Inside the Blueprint, go to our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com.